We're going to complete a brief review on solving one-step equations with addition and subtraction. So we need to solve the following equations and show the solving step and the solution. So if you recall, we build a wall on top of the equal sign. We look at the side that has the variable and what's being done. In this case, we're adding 17. So we use the inverse operation, which means the opposite operation. So we're going to subtract 17. And we do this on both sides of the wall. That's kind of the purpose of the wall, is to remind us to do it on both sides. Mathematically, if this zeroes out, you can also just cross it out, leaving the variable w, and 28 minus 17 would be 11. That's considered our solution. So now let's try it with this equation number 2. If I look on the side with the variable, a is being, we're subtracting 32 from a, so we're going to start by building our wall on top of the equal sign. Because we're subtracting 32, we do the inverse, which is adding 32 on both sides. And then again, we can say this technically becomes a 0, leaving my variable a, that's called isolating the variable. And the answer is 110. So let's move on to number 3. We're going to build the wall. I see that it's m plus 24, so I'm going to take away 24 on both sides of the equation. And this time you may notice that on the right side of the equation there's a negative. So on the left side of the equation it still zeroes out, leaving my variable m, isolating the variable, but we have to be super careful with negative 15 minus 24. So we can either put it in our calculator exactly as we see it, negative 15 minus 24, or we kind of think about this as being negative 15 plus negative 24, in which case the answer would be negative 39. And if you're not sure about a particular answer, the way to check that would be to replace the variable m with our solution, which is negative 39, and then complete the rest of the problem as given. So we added 24 to our variable m, which we now think is negative 39, and we should get negative 15. So go ahead and check that on your calculator, and it will indeed give you negative 15. So our last example is 61 equals x minus 45. Sometimes this can be a little bit tricky because it's backwards. So I'm going to go ahead and solve it as is, but before I do that, I want you to know that you can rewrite this as long as you take this equation in order. We don't want to put 45 minus x, that would change the equation, but we could rewrite it as x minus 44, bringing everything over as is, equals 61. So if you prefer to do that, that's certainly something you can do. I want to show you, though, that you can solve it as is. So we're going to go ahead and leave it as written. We're going to look at the side that has the variable. So x minus 45. So I want to start on the side with the variable. I see minus 45, so I'm going to add 45 to both sides. This eliminates the 45, leaving the variable x, and on the other side we have 106. So our solution is 106 equals x, or we could say x equals 106. So I'd like you to try this on your own now. Thank you.